There we go.
This episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
This is Luca Parrott, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Podcast.
Burn.
Hello and welcome back to the Nightwing News, the weekly Nightwing News. I am Phil. Joining me as always, well, if you're not watching on video.
Hello, I'm Kristen.
Because look, we have our names up there. So yes, tonight we're covering some big ones. I've been waiting to get to these. Yes, the beginning of the Nightwing first ongoing series from 1996. We're covering issues 1, 2, 3, and 6.
Excellent.
Yes, because 1 through 3 is the first arc, and then 6, well, Tim Drake.
6 is a one-off.
Yes. All right, so
It's nice to have those one-offs that remind you of how comics used to be back in the day when stories were contained mostly to one issue.
You hardly get any one-offs anymore. It's
Which is too bad because the one-off is, less of a financial investment, which is why you hardly get any one-offs anymore.
Exactly. So, I don't think we have any current Nightwing news, do we?
Well, he came out in that digital one.
Batman
Gotham Knights.
Yeah, so what was that, number 5, I think? Yeah.
5, I think, yeah. It's digital only, but everyone should check it out because it's only 99 cents, and I thought it was very nice.
Yes, it was Batman, Nightwing, and Harley for a little bit.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. But yes. Batman, Gotham Knights, number 5. And it came out this week, and it wasn't quite, it's like 17 or 18 pages, I think, so it's, So,
DC's been putting out a bunch of those, I don't know if they're like parts of I don't know if they're out yet or not. I don't know if it might be like some of those Walmart issues, but yeah, so they're only like, some of them are only like maybe 10, 15 pages, but yeah, they're only 99 cents.
Yep, it was 99 cents, and it was nice. It's a relatively uncomplicated tale. Dick is Nightwing.
Mm-hmm.
There's no mental issues. There's no how do you know what this is? And he and Batman have a little adventure, and it talks about trust and how, well, the message is obviously how Batman and Nightwing can deeply trust each other.
Exactly.
And how Gordon can trust them. And unfortunately, Commissioner Gordon can't trust a lot of his cops.
No.
But yes, without giving it away, it's about trust. And yes, it's a nice, self-contained, short little thing. And it's only 99 cents. So
exactly.
Check it out.
Oh, look, we got one like on Facebook. I could say on this one, you can actually see when people like you on Facebook. Oh, hi. Thanks, Mom.
Well, if this works out, I'll try to get my mom to like it at a different time, but I didn't know what was going on.
Two likes locked in right there.
Yeah. All right. Are you ready?
That's right. Yes. Nightwing.
All right. This was not that I'm opposed to it, of course, but this was one of your picks. So, yes. Phil, what do you love about this?
This was probably like when I really got on the Dick Grayson train because, before I was picking up maybe a Titans here and there. And, I really only saw most on a somewhat regular basis in the Batman books, But yeah, this is where, the obsession kicked in hardcore.
Nice.
Monthly.
Nice.
Monthly. So that's why I was excited to get to these. Yes, Nightwing number 1 from October 1996.
Yes, I will have to say, going back and reading it, and this makes me feel bad saying it. I mean, it's good, it's fine. It doesn't. This individually doesn't jazz me so much, and I think it's the art, and that's terrible to say because it's not that the art is bad. It's just, I don't know. It's just, I don't. It's almost too surreal, and I will admit that in some of the fight scenes, I couldn't always figure out what was going on, and so I don't want to make it sound like I don't like the art. That I think the art is bad. It's just the art doesn't always work for my brain. Because
I mean, it's
sometimes I was reading it and I was like, what am I looking at?
It's like, it's that Scott McDaniel art.
And I wouldn't say that he's bad. I mean, like, he draws a heck of a lot better than I can. But in one of the letter columns, they mentioned that his art is kind of surrealist. And I thought, I can see that's a good explanation for it in some of the fight scenes where there's a lot of yellow and black. And yeah, I couldn't always, I think particularly, it might be in the second one where they're fighting on the train. I was very confused and didn't know. It was hard for me to figure out what was going on in the fight.
This is weird. I was just on this new thing. I was trying to share this.
Share the screen.
Yeah, I was trying to share the screen. Well, I had the cover up on the one thing, so I was just
yeah, but I love the covers. The covers are really good. The covers jazz me more than the inside.
Oh yeah.
Not that it was bad, but so that everyone knows, this is where Dick goes to Bloodhaven. Yeah. And now this just like popped up, right? They weren't setting this up like Angel Marin and these things. They weren't setting this up in any other.
They kind of had it in like I forget what issue. It was like, it might have been after, was it Contagion or not Contagion, but the sequel, I think. There was like a page or two at the end of a Detective Comics. They're just like, 21 dead men. And that was basically, and I think it was basically just, see Nightwing #1 or whatever.
Oh, okay.
They got maybe like,
they
got maybe like a 1 or 2 page setup in the back of a detective or something. Yeah.
Okay, cool. But yeah.
Which was also written by Chuck Dixon. So that's.
There's a bunch of dead bodies coming out from Bloodhaven, which I'm pretty sure Nightwing is the first we've ever heard of Bloodhaven.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure. But no, it starts with him handcuffed to a refrigerator sinking into the river, and it's like, how did I get here? Let's go back.
Yes, exactly. We start in media race in the middle of things, and then we go back.
Yes, the Gotham Morgue, 21 dead men.
But a few things that I like, because of course we have a little bit, always still have the problem that we never seem to ever totally leave of Dick being like, am I good enough? Blah, blah, blah. But we also see him doing nice hero-esque things, even when he's a regular person. Like when he first gets to Bloodhaven, there's that girl that those men are definitely trying to do bad things to.
Human trafficking.
Yeah, pretty much. And Dick says, at first he's like, go back to Gotham. She says, I don't want it. He's like, it wasn't a question. So that kind of seems like a jerk move. But then he's like, okay, I know you're running away from something, but you don't want to become a human trafficking victim, so here's some money and go to Wayne Enterprises and tell them I sent you and they'll get you a job. And so that's good. And that's the kind of thing that super rich people should be doing.
I mean, I'm glad that they wanted to give Dick this challenge to show how awesome he is, but it's just like, for how many years we were told, oh, Gotham is like the worst city in the country and stuff, but then all of a sudden it's like, hey, did you ever hear about this city that's worse than Gotham?
Right. Yes. To a certain extent, it's contrived. And I mean, they wouldn't necessarily have had to make it. I mean, I get that work together, but I mean, it could have been, not quite as bad as Gotham. I mean, it's like tons of cities. I mean, if Gotham's worse, then Metropolis and Central City and Star City and New York City and all the other cities that have heroes in them are not the worst. So you don't have to be the worst to earn a hero.
Yeah. I mean, Bloodhaven had to be somewhat corrupt, well, pretty corrupt for this story to work. But I mean, I guess you could say it's got, it's even more corrupt because, hey, Gotham has Batman. This town didn't have anyone until now.
For sure. Also, I mean, the name is Bloodhaven. Like, it has to be a little bit suspect with a name like that.
B-L-U-D, blood.
Well, it's German.
Yes. It used to be a whaling town.
Exactly. Of course.
This town was proud to be called Asbestos Town, USA.
No, which is a different thing from whaling. Like, don't think whaling, asbestos is that involved in whaling.
Well, once they got out of whaling, they got into asbestos.
They have a couple things going for them. It's Angel Marin's men. And so I guess Dick has done some other stuff. So it's like evident he's done some research, but it's also kind of weird that he hasn't got an apartment already because it feels like that.
I mean, for all he knows, he was going to be out of here in a day or two. So I guess that's why maybe he wasn't. But yeah, it's all Angel Marin's men have been killed. They've all had broken necks and crushed tracheas. But so his first thing is like, who stands to gain from knocking Angel Marin out of the box?
So then he goes to Freddie Min's house, where there's a fight going on as he shows up, and Mrs. Min is screaming, "Oh, they have my babies!" So he thinks, "Oh my gosh, those guys kidnapped some kids and stuffed them in a refrigerator.
There's the refrigerator, kids."
Yep, and it's like that's a pretty jerk move.
So yes, and the kidnappers are all wearing masks, so identifying them as Black Masks gang.
Yep. So we've got a couple different players. And why we mentioned he's off on the prowl to save those kids, and while he's saving those kids, something else is saved.
Oh,
Dick's hair.
The style, that's right.
Yay. So he's really coming up against that guy, Renard the Fox, named after, the Aesop's fables and that kind of stuff. And so we have...
Oh, but back here, I mean, no matter what you think about this art, I love these scenes of, Dick like bouncing off the roofs and stuff. And
right, yeah, no, that's cool. You're right. And that is easy I don't know what it is, but just some of the art, I don't know, it doesn't compute with my eyes or my brain. Yeah,
like some of his art, I don't know what it is, because he even had some of this on Daredevil too. It's like not, sometimes it goes, like it's hard to tell what you're looking at sometimes.
Yeah, okay. So I don't
know if it depends on his inker or colorist maybe, but sometimes it gets like the picture gets muddied or something.
Okay. Yeah, but you're right. Yeah, that is a pretty sweet shot of the way he's, as they say in some corners of the internet, the flips and shit.
So Dick jumps on a truck and tells the truck driver, "Step on it." There's low lights of some kids in that refrigerator.
Yep. And then and then personally, what was for me the highlight of this entire issue? Boom. They're having the fight. Renard the Fox, with his sword, cuts off Dick's ponytail, and he says, "Hey, it took me a long time to grow that ponytail." And Renard says, "It looks stupid anyway." And Dick says, "Actually, I was getting sick of it."
I think, I forget where I saw it. I think it was somebody had a quote from Chuck Dixon. I think they're like, why'd you cut off the ponytail? He's like, he had it for a few years. It was 96. It was time for it to go.
I think that might be in the book. I think I asked him that question.
And
Chuck Dixon was on the same side as us, like, this ponytail has got to go. It's nasty. And he was basically like, yeah, I hated that ponytail. Similar kind of thing that I don't think this was in the book. I think I asked him later about in the Joker's last laugh. I was like, why did Dick beat the Joker to death? And he was like, the Joker sucks and he deserved to have somebody beat the crap out of him. So I had Dick do it. I was like, oh, so it wasn't some like...
He's not wrong.
I was like, it wasn't some like deep character thing comment about it. He was like, no, the Joker just had it coming. And he was like, it couldn't be Batman, so I picked the next best one. I was like, oh, okay.
Better than Batman.
So so that's just kind of a funny thing that, we're so invested in the characters, as fans, since we particularly follow these. But in most comic writers, they have to write a lot of different comics and a lot of different characters to be able to make any money, to make ends meet. So yeah, sometimes I think we're like, oh, what's the deep meaning behind this? What does it say about his character? And they're like, I just wanted someone to beat up Joker.
No.
All right, that's fair. That's fair too.
That is fair.
Well, when you put it like that, 100% behind you.
Yes.
Because then you also do. We watch a lot of Law and Order, and I always sometimes comment to people, I cannot believe that someone in Gotham, just a regular Joe or Jane or whatever, has had family members murdered by the Joker, hasn't just like shot him on the steps of the courthouse. Because there are so many Law and Order episodes where somebody's kid is murdered and then they take the murderer out, on the steps of the courthouse. I'm like, how has that never happened to the Joker?
Yeah, but you got to be careful too, because it's like you take a shot at the Joker and miss. Guess who's coming after you 24/7?
Right, but I mean, obviously, you would do your best not to miss.
Yeah, but if you do,
I know.
Or you live and you got your face carved into a smile.
Right. Yeah. And then I just thought this was so interesting because I don't know. I've done some studying of this in my research. That it turns out it's not like already born kids who've been shoved into there. It is in vitro fertilization.
Yeah, they're frozen embryos.
It's frozen embryos, which I thought was so fascinating and really kind of. That is like very cutting edge technology for 1996. So you can see why you wouldn't immediately. Even so,
yeah, I don't think we get to this in our review this year, so I'll just throw it out there. Yeah, this is like the first clue in the eggs and stuff. Like everyone like fears Freddie Min because supposedly he controls the Asian mobs, but I guess Freddie Min's been dead for years and his wife hasn't let she's secretly been, running the Asian mob,
Yeah.
With supposedly the husband's always away on business. But I guess he died years ago. Yeah.
Sweet. But anyway, you could see how you wouldn't immediately think like, oh, why are there like, because in vitro was not that commonplace.
Well, yeah, because Mrs. Min was screaming, the kids.
She said, "My babies."
My babies, yes. But yeah, because Dick opens the fridge and all it's in there is like a small, almost like briefcase looking thing.
Yep. And now that fridge, that briefcase, that's how we end up with him in the drink, as they say.
Yeah, because they knock him out, they handcuff him to the fridge. But yeah, Dick manages to kick the case out of Foxy's hand.
Yep, and there it is, down in the water.
Yeah, which is where Dick and the fridge go.
He saves himself using some kind of magnesium flare.
Yeah, I said not hot enough to burn through the cuffs, but they handle with a refrigerator should be cake.
Yep. And it is. He pops up, and then we see confirmation. I guess not that we necessarily needed it, but confirmation that it was Black Mask after all.
Well, supposedly, yeah, the Black Mask is making a move, but yeah.
Oh, right, yeah. Black Mask was in charge of Reynard, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but as we'll find out.
And then we get the Bloodhaven police.
Yep, we're introduced to Chief Redhorn and Dudley Soames.
Inspector Dudley Soames, yes.
That's right, Inspector. And we end on a cliffhanger. Oh.
Yeah, because Dick comes in with the case, and Redhorn seems like he's all excited to see Dick, but
it turns out he's not a fan
Slaps him
of vigilantes.
Yep, slaps a handcuff on him. Wait a minute, am I under arrest? You'll wish you were. You'll wish you were.
Twice in one night? What?
Probably twice in one night. Probably like twice in an hour.
Yeah, it's been a rough night.
Yes.
Which cover do you like? Which cover do you like better, Phil? 1 or 2?
I like them both, but just by a hair, I probably like issue 2 to cover better.
Heck yeah, that's an amazing pose. That's some quality posing right there.
Better, you can see more. Like the first one's good too, but he's kind of like hunkered down.
Definitely 2.
So yes.
So now, Inspector Soames trying to take care of business.
He's got Dick at gunpoint. He's got Dick at gunpoint at the city dump, I guess.
Yeah, classy. But Dudley Soames doesn't actually want to kill him.
Oh well, first he's like, oh, Dudley Soames is like, yeah, you're good, and Nightwing's like, not as good as the guy who'll come looking for me. Chief Redhorn doesn't want that kind of interest in Bloodhaven.
He says your usefulness is 1.
Yeah. Yeah. Redhorn's like, or no, Soames is like, yeah, you're, yeah, we disagree. Me and the chief disagree on your usefulness. So hey, maybe Soames is a good guy. No, just stay tuned.
Well, Soames, I mean, it's been a while since I've read this, and, we read the first 3, but Soames pops up for a while. Soames is kind of on the edge, because he does sort of want, he doesn't kill Dick, so but maybe it's more because he doesn't want Batman getting involved, and that he actually wants Nightwing to stick around.
That, in this point, I think he thinks he can kind of use Dick.
Yeah.
Until later when Soames gets his head turned around by organized crime. Stay tuned to get that joke. Stay tuned. Gets his head turned around by that mob boss.
So yes. So yeah, I think this was just because I'm not as great, but confused with this. But was the thing Soames tells him about smuggling off the docks? That is something that's going on that's illegal, but it's also kind of self-serving why he says that, right?
Well, I'm thinking
his enemies or whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say his enemies and probably the enemy of the big mystery mastermind right now. So I'm thinking, yeah, it's like, hey, clear out our That's what I'm saying. I think Soames is using Dick to take out the competition.
Yes, yeah, thank you. That's good.
But I love how he pulls out the key for the cuffs, and he's like, Redhorn will believe me when I tell him you got away from me. Now let's have those cuffs. And Dick just pulls them out. Don't bother. He already escaped from him.
Like, okay, make it look convincing. Be
no
careful
problem.
for my dental work.
I hit him harder than I should. Not sure why. It worries me that it feels so right.
Well, it feels right because Soames is actually kind of shady.
But yeah, this is a good. Yeah, I'm playing chess with the lights out. Can't tell one piece from the other. Here we go. Here we go again. The sensible thing would be to call Bruce and get his help. And what would that prove? He didn't call me when he needed me most. There it is. There it is.
Yep.
Once again.
Although, I get it's kind of one of these things that I suppose it's because these guys, always have something to prove to each other. I could understand wanting to call Bruce and talk things through. Yeah. I think the bigger thing is that neither Dick nor Bruce have all the information about Bloodhaven that they need.
Say. Even if you were going to call Bruce, I would wait until you have more information. And 2, how should I put this? You're going to get a metahuman eventually, but right now, Dick doesn't know that. All he thinks is it's a regular thugs. Come on, Dick can handle that.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so it's more he needs info.
Yes. But if he's going to be here for a while, he needs a permanent place to stay.
That he does. So he goes looking for an apartment. The super has an Irish accent, so already they're laying groundwork. Although this doesn't really pan out, but they're laying groundwork.
Her name is.
Whoa, we're not in the market for a girlfriend.
Her name is Clancy, and it has an Irish accent. But that's the joke, because you don't see her face for a couple issues.
Right, I know, and there people kept speculating, like, is she really old or something? And people are actually getting, like, kind of dire. They were just like, oh, it turns out she's just not what you would expect. So it's
I forget what issue it is, but I think after a couple of times, Dick even makes a comment. He's like, oh, what's she going to be in a welder's helmet this time or something?
Yeah, I think it's issue 6, though, that he meets her. Face to face.
Oh, yeah. We'll see, I guess.
That's how I know, because I just reread issue 6.
Yes. Well, I remember seeing it, but I couldn't remember if it was Irish accents drive me nuts.
Yep. So.
But yeah, she tells
me. Yeah, sure, it'll do.
Go up and look at the apartment, and yeah, it looks like someone broke in and had a big party there.
Yeah. So then this is where I got a little bit confused. Is he's going over to the docks, they're offloading cars, so he is acting on that information. And then there's like a lot of fight scenes that come up, and I like visually got confused.
Okay. But yeah, no, he goes down.
Yeah, it's Black Mask's people who are smuggling.
Yes.
And they're smuggling old cars?
Yeah, I mean, what's the whole thing? I mean, I think like some foreign countries, I think sometimes are buying the older cars, and I'm assuming, that's more, police are going to be looking for more newer cars, stolen newer cars than old cars. So it's probably safer, but maybe even for parts. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that could be.
But
I think some of this stuff, art-wise, it was a little hard for me to always.
Oh yeah.
Like where it's so much yellow and black.
Because they're like going through a tunnel on this train and they're shooting. Yeah. So it's like lighting up the tunnel. But yeah.
Yeah, and then this one is cool if you just kind of follow Dick as look how well he's jumping. Like trying to like keep track of some of the other stuff.
Well, the train's going real slow, so he's like jumping on the bridge over the train, trying to get like ahead of behind the gunman. Yeah, because they're like, look, he jumped, the jerk fell off, then he kicks them both.
Right, and so that's a pretty sweet one where he knocks them both out.
But then we see, we see Dudley Soames return the embryos to Madam Min.
Yep, and as you said, she mentions, sadly, he is away on business.
He's always away on business.
He's often away. That's why we must embrace these clinical measures. And he says, okay. Sounds good.
But yeah, even Dick's like, what's up with the old cars?
And then more fights with.
But yeah, they're oh no, they're bringing the cars into the country. That's right. I thought they were
right. Yeah.
But yeah, they're just trashing the cars in this fight. Whoa, what was that? Some of the cars start rolling on the train on the platform.
Yeah. Okay. And so then the cars end up falling off and getting hit by an oncoming train.
Oh yeah, because Foxy got the gun on Dick. He's like, "Look at me! I want you to see it coming." Dick's like, "Funny, I was about to say the same thing." Yeah, as that oncoming train comes and looks like Foxy just caught the southbound Ashland Express.
Yep.
And Dick like.
And back to Soames reporting to Chief Redhorn.
Yeah. They're supposed to come back. He was dead.
We could tell Redhorn continues to be a corrupt cop. Reynard made it. Some like creepy looking dog guy. Oh no, it's a clown.
Yeah, because I guess Black Mass sent this guy to kill Reynard because he failed him twice. He's like, come on, one more. Tell Black Mask, give me another chance. You used it up. But Reynard killed him.
And then they keep calling Nightwing Pajama Boy.
Yeah. Renard shoots the clown, and then he's like, next time I see that Pajama Boy, it's the same for him.
All right. Now we're on to the wrap-up of the first part.
Yes,
but it's only like a partial wrap-up because if it was the whole wrap-up, we wouldn't have an ongoing series.
We haven't even seen the Criminal Mastermind yet.
Exactly.
But yeah, this cover is awesome too.
So like, oh, I'm still tied to Gotham and Bruce. I haven't even set up a place to live, but maybe I can.
22 men sent me to Bloodhaven. 21 of them dead men. One Batman.
Yep.
Lord. But yes, I guess he's going back to the apartment building, and then he's changing on the roof, and then I love this little back and forth in the alley, coming down the walls of the alley.
Yeah, and changing into different. And then this seems weird to me. I mean, whatever, it's not that hard. But when he's like, I need to get my utilities hooked up, phone, electric, cable. I'm like, cable, you're never at your home. Why do you even need to get cable? But, this was 1996. I mean, we didn't have 8,000 streaming services.
It's 1996. I mean, I'm sure he can always record stuff on his VCR if he wants to see something.
That's true. That's right. You could. But yeah, I think it was kind of odd where he's like, Corey or Alfred always handled this stuff for me. Alfred, I understand, but Corey.
Yeah, the girl.
Corey's an alien. Yeah, shouldn't he handle it for her?
Yes, this woman from another planet has more experience with this than you. Okay.
Yeah, that felt like they just, I don't know, it just felt thrown in there like.
Wouldn't have been
because he had his own apartment in New York City that he would have, set stuff up with.
Wouldn't it have made more sense if he would have been like, oh, Vic or somebody always handle this for me?
Well, I mean, Alfred, just like saying Alfred did it.
Oh, yeah, Alfred, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's saying like Corey or Alfred, but it's like, shouldn't you have helped Corey?
I think they just said that just to remind you of the Titan stuff, but yeah, that doesn't really make sense. Yeah, but rich man problems. Yeah, Alfred always took care of this because he has no credit history.
Although, again, it feels like they're just kind of making it up just to throw it in there for a few panels because he had that apartment in Gotham when it's just kind of weird because remember, he was like being all handy around the house and putting in new window panes and stuff during Prodigal. And now it's all like, oh my God, I've never set up cable before. Like, I don't have a credit history to my name. Really?
He's good with his hands, not with the business. All right.
I guess, but even no credit to your name? That seems unlikely.
It's very heavy-handed, but I think they did that to show, this is basically the first time he's really been out on his own as an adult. It's either been with Bruce and Alfred or with the Titans.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of thing. Also, you need to get us a certified check for $1,000 before electrical services can be set up? $1,000? That's insane.
Bloodhaven.
I mean, that's a lot now. That's an insane amount in 1996.
Shouldn't the building super shouldn't the electric already be set up and he just has to like get it turned on or whatever?
Yeah, maybe.
Shouldn't they just have to like flip a switch or something? Be like, okay.
Well, maybe that's why he's saying like phone, electric, and cable and not like water. Because when you live in apartment buildings, the water's already there.
And there's like no utilities set up at this apartment. I mean, I could see having to transfer stuff, but
yeah,
very weird. Nobody puts in a heavy duty door and deadbolt in so people don't break in again because it says Bloodhaven.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh, right. So that's why he has that doorknob that he can throw.
Yeah, I think that's the old doorknob. He actually sees a mugging in the alley right below his window, so he clocks the guy with the doorknob.
The doorknob, and then the woman is able to run off.
Yep. Back at the police station. Oh my lord! at the police
Oh,
station.
and then that cracks me up. And is again another sign that it's 1996. Although email was not that hot even in 1996, but I guess it's supposed to show that Soames is super old school or something.
I
Because
think.
he's like, oh, an email? What?
But did you see the guy who told Soames? I think it looks like the
Sergeant Al Capone.
yeah.
He's probably corrupt. Yup.
Yeah, Soames is like, glad to see you keeping body and soul together in the face of adversity. And Dick's like, if you mean that I survived that meat grinder you threw me into, I came out okay.
Yep.
But yeah, Black Mask wants this town for himself. Somebody almost wiped out the Angel Marin gang, and nobody's seen Marin himself for months.
He's like, you're playing both sides, aren't you, Soames? He's like, he won't admit to it. But he is.
Yeah, somebody's running Bloodhaven in the vacuum left by the Marin machine. It's not Black Mask, and it's not Freddie Min because he's dead, and his flash frozen sons. Even Money says, "Is that it? You know?"
So he does know, and that's why he wants Dick to take out Black Mask because, like you said, it's the competition.
Yep. But yeah, he's saying, the crime scene's changing, but Black Mask and his Gotham muscle aren't helping matters. You think they've got another score plan? Check out Allie's Bank in the Z-Moors. Which is the Z-Moors, hundreds of acres of high-rise slums built in the name of Zephram Moore.
Then he comes upon a suspect-looking, I assume this suspect-looking cash checking place is like a money laundering place.
Well, yeah, because he says, one, he hasn't seen an elderly person or welfare mom all day. The only clients are young clockers who walk in with paper bags and leave without them. And this is the only graffiti-free building south of Melville. So yes.
It's not actually cashing checks for needy people. It's a drug fund.
Yep.
And, why on earth would Dick have been sent here? Oh, looks like they're just about to get snatched up by Black Mask because hear a helicopter.
It's not a building. It's basically just a trailer. So this helicopter drops a giant magnet and just picks the whole thing up.
Yes, yeah. And then there's like lots of... Again, this was one where I kind of like didn't always make sense of...
Yeah.
Of the drawings, but yes, there's a lot of shooting going on.
Well, it kind of makes sense here because, the guy in charge, Ollie and Dick are in this... since the helicopter's picked up the trailer, it's like spinning around, I guess, which, Dick's like, it's kind of hard to, work in here, but again, it's keeping the guy from shooting me.
Yep.
This gives a whole new meaning to the phrase holding up a bank.
Oh, yes, indeed, it does.
But I guess the helicopter's having trouble.
Eventually they have to drop the little trailer.
Yeah. We're having some trouble, Fox. Yeah, it's Foxy again.
Failing, so it doesn't hurt people. It hits, and then...
I love how we got a situation here. Well, I don't see any, and then like one guy gets hit in the face with a wingding. Oh no!
And then somehow, when everybody ends up getting off, Dick says everyone but me. Oh, and then Dick jumps off at a different spot, and
yes.
And cash starts falling down. Yay! So now the people in the Z-Moors who are very needy, get some free money. Woohoo!
Yeah, because through this whole rolling firefight, the trailer hits it like a roof, and then it like goes over the edge. Yeah, hits the ground, and money's just raining on this poor neighborhood.
That was pretty sweet.
And
then Dick ties everybody up.
Yep.
And then we have a good series of flips after he ties them up.
This isn't over, Hotshot. Black Mask going to make a canoe out of you. And I love Dick. Oh, really? Wonder which one of us will be madder at, Foxy.
flips away.
Yeah, flips over.
And then, to like wrap it up, kind of. So we know he's here to stay.
He phones home.
He calls in. Doesn't Batman kind of look like an octopus in this picture?
Well, the cape, yeah, that cape is just all out of having a bad frizzy hair day.
Yep. And he's saying, yeah, I'm slow going. He says no leads, but he's making progress. The real power is well concealed, which is true, and the police are pretty not reliable.
Let's just say there's no Tim Gordons here.
Yep, who says I can be here in half an hour. He's there in half an hour. He says, no, I can handle it. This place is hopelessly lost to corruption and injustice and violence. I'm going to like it here. So we know he's going to stay. Yeah.
I love how he doesn't even get home to like call them. He's like calling them from a rooftop.
Yeah. Yeah, he is plugged in. I'm like, where did he find that plug?
I don't know, unless he's just plugged into like some, I don't know if there's some electrical thing up there, but yeah, that's what I'm saying.
See, that's very 90s too. If this were now and he was just moving, he'd have just like a little flip thing in his gauntlet. Just, hey guys.
How we could do FaceTime on his phone or something.
Yeah, or he could zoom him from the...
Yeah, but I'm just like, at least he wouldn't wait to go home to have privacy. I don't know.
Well, but his apartment is super sketch. And hello, he moved to Bloodhaven with a duffel bag. Like,
I know, where's that computer?
Yeah. All right. So that's the first one. He's making progress, meeting some new allies, but we still don't know.
So let's skip ahead a few months to Nightwing number 6, cover date March 1997. I wonder who the guest star is. I don't know.
The Visitor.
The Visitor.
So we see, yes. So in between, well, either in 4 or 5, since we only skipped 2, Dick gets a job. He gets a job at a place called Hogan's Alley, which is a cop bar.
Yep.
So he goes there so that he can kind of get the gossip.
Yeah,
which is a good call.
Yeah, it's owned by this guy Hogan, who's a former cop.
Yep. And then here, this is where he meets Clancy. See, he's home. He's going home. He sees 2 women eating ice cream. And then one of them says, oh, it's Mr. Grayson out for an evening stroll. Huh? And then he says to the redheaded one, Clancy, we meet at last. And then they start laughing. And it's Clancy is the one with the dark hair.
Yes.
He's like, oh my God, I'm sorry.
Yeah, because I think the redhead was just a plot device, because I don't think we even see her ever again.
No, yeah, she was just... No, yeah, it was just to be funny, because, you know, Irish accent. Yep. People associate Irish people with having red hair. And it turns out Clancy does not have red hair.
So, yeah, so Dick goes home. And... Wait a second.
I'm not alone. And then somebody's sniping. No alarm system. Very weak.
And, oh, look who's tackled to the ground. It's Tim Drake.
Yep. Didn't think it'd be so soon. But, I mean, I can understand not having... I mean, he lives in a kind of meh apartment in a...
Yeah.
Like, not... Although, you know, if you have Nightwing stuff, you probably should. But at the same time... it seems kind of suspicious if you put an alarm on a kind of crap apartment.
Yeah. What brings you down to Bloodhaven? Changes the scenery. Thought you'd show me the town. He didn't send you down to check on me?
I know. This is like where sometimes where it gets a little...
Yeah. Like,
are we having a dick measuring contest here, guys? Like, slow your roll. Chill here. Tim's like... Slow. Tim's like, I came down on my own. Don't give me some attitude. He's like, all right, I'm just, you know, tightly wound because I haven't solved this mystery yet. Even though, who knows how long it's been. Not that long.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, there's only 2 issues between what we just covered, so it's like can't be that long.
So they hit the jump lines.
Yep.
They go and talk to a lawyer. He gives them some details, a mob lawyer.
Maxwell Reed, who Dick first met, I believe, in issues 4 and 5.
Yep.
Because he says, "I saved your daughter's life, Max." You said anything I could do. No way that stands up. I made that promise under duress. I'm not accountable. Spoken like a true lawyer. I'm surprised you don't hiss when you talk.
So rude. So rude.
Well, this guy's a crooked lawyer.
Right, yeah, he very much is. That's true. So, anyway, they go to check out Snappy Dry Cleaners. Dick and Tim hanging out, eating snacks on the roof.
Well, yeah, because Dick just takes a gamble and says, "The cops know I'm here. Dudley Soames sent me." Reed's like, "Soames?" So yeah, then he gives them the information.
Right, yeah. Is this a hunch? And this is just a hunch. Yeah, it came to me when he took me out to a landfill to kill me. Tim's like, okay. And then we have this little, which actually is pretty decent, this little meditation on the different Robins. Dick's like, you could handle it. It's like, no, we're not the same kind of Robin. You're an athlete. I have to work at it. Dick says, you're more cerebral, better at the computer stuff. Then it's a sign of like, you always want what you can't have. Tim's like, I've traded my computer knowledge for your street smarts.
Yes.
And then so far, Tim says, I'm not half the detective you are, which, people debate. I think a lot of people say Tim's a better detective, but certainly this early on, I think it's fair that Tim has good detective instincts, but Dick's more experienced.
Yeah, Dick's like, funny in a lot of ways. I think you're the better partner for him. I was always a little impulsive, impatient. You compliment him more.
Which that always true is, I don't think in the beginning Dick was that impulsive and impatient. I think that's something they've tried to retcon in a little bit to.
That's what Tim says. He goes, yeah, but that was later on. In the early days, you guys were like, Dick, a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, right. Well, and the other thing is, he says you compliment him more, and I don't think that's true because Bruce and Tim are very similar, but that's not complimenting each other. That's being similar.
Well, I think back in the day, I think it was more like, Bruce would say jump and Tim would say how high. I think that was it, more of it than anything.
Right, but I don't think that that's like complimenting each other, because when you compliment each other, it's like together you make a stronger whole, right? Like, Bruce's weaknesses are Dick's strengths, so they complement each other. Yeah, Bruce and Tim are very similar. Tim isn't necessarily, in the early days, certainly, challenging him. That's kind of what I think is. I think, I don't know, I do think that Tim compliments Bruce better. I think Tim and Bruce, their brains work in a similar fashion.
Yeah.
That's not complimenting each other. That's like being on the same wavelength. And so that works for them, but it's also good to have a partner that's not on the same wavelength, because if you both are on the same wavelength, then you're always looking at one thing and you might miss something else.
But yeah, and then this changes eventually, but Tim says all he ever wanted to be was Bruce's partner, and Tim's like, you left the cave and became Nightwing, so that's not me. I don't plan on taking over for him someday. I do my shift as Robin and then go back to a normal life. That never works.
Yeah, because he says Dick wanted to be a hero. I'm happy being Robin.
Yes.
And yes, but it changes.
But yeah,
Tim, once you get in, you can't get out.
Yeah, but Tim said that's why.
So that why I just like slightly dispute thinking like you complimented more, because I don't think compliment is the right word. I don't think he's saying I don't think he means you compliment each other. I think he means you two are on the same wavelength. But when Tim says you're different, but you're also way more alike than either one of you will ever admit, totally true.
Yep.
Totally true.
I just love this shot of like, Tim's watching the street and Dick's eating a sandwich with his arm around him.
I know, yeah, it's so cute. Yeah, I mean, I guess compliment is like enhances or improves, but it just seems like compliment in this case is better that like not being the same, but being anyway. Yes, but yeah, it's fun how they're also the binoculars are so tiny.
I know.
I guess so they can fit in their belts, but also so tiny.
Exactly. But then we see Soames meeting up with the lawyer. He's like, "Tell me again." He said you sent him. He said it was kosher, and that sounded right to you.
And then, unfortunately, Soames murders him.
Yep.
And then Dick's having a nightmare, which doesn't this kind of tie into some stuff that happens a little bit later in the book, in like 10 and 11 or something? Doesn't he have these kind of...
Which I think we'll get to next episode, yeah.
He has these kind of nightmares.
Him as Robin not catching a kid, and then because he's sleeping on the roof. Tim's like, "Wake up, the bag man's here."
Yeah. Been in 20 minutes. He's like, "Something's wrong." Then Tim's like, "I'll go take a look around." And right when he hops down, Dick says, "Robin, no!"
He's like,
"Robin, don't." Tim's getting ready.
He's gonna put a transmitter on the car, but he's like, "You're not getting it. They already know we're here." As the car blows up.
And then they come out, start kicking, firing guns. Robin's my responsibility. He's family, the closest thing to a brother I'll ever have. Oh, so cute. So
I love how he's like, "My fault for trusting a lawyer."
So Dick is kicking butt and taking names. Also, this cracks me up. So afterwards, he says, "Are you okay?" to Tim. Except for my ears ringing like the morning after a Marilyn Manson concert. That's also so 90s. That's funny. So and then they throw all the money into the fire, right? So the money's all burning up.
Yep. It's like, as for the cash, got 5 words for you. Bad night at the ponies. Again, yep. I never understand that. It's like, why burn the money? I mean, again, why don't you just like rain it on poor people or something? Like,
I guess because he doesn't really have the opportunity to take the money at this moment and take it somewhere else.
But I'm always like, drop it at a hospital or something.
Real. So, and then of course we have this moment where Dick's like, "Are you gonna tell Bruce I'm not cutting it?" Tim's like, "I'm not here to spy. He'll ask you. Then I'll tell him you're making a difference. You must be if they go to all this trouble to try to kill you." It's like, yeah, Dick, you can't. And I think that's just, one of these. They're again trying to be like, oh, he's unsure of himself as he, makes his way in Bloodhaven. He'll come into his own, kind of thing. But yeah, it's like, you can't expect to clean stuff up overnight. Like, don't be so down on yourself.
But the issue ends with Angel Marin. He's been being held prisoner. He's been spilling all his secrets to the new mastermind in Bloodhaven, who finally reveals himself. Well, you don't see it, but Angel Marin does before he gets his neck snapped.
Yeah, but you can see he has long hair and looks pretty big.
Yep. And we'll find out who that is next episode.
There we have it. So yeah, 6 is a good episode because hopefully Tim gives Dick a little pep talk where he's trying to say, yeah, you're doing fine.
And we will get back to Tim in this book. I think it's issue 24.
25. Yeah, 25 is when they are on the train.
Is it? Okay. Oh, yeah. 25, because we're doing 24 too. Yeah. Okay. Because they have the conversation on top of the train. That's right.
Yep. That's a fun one as well.
But yeah, next time here, Bring up the list here.
Next time is what, 9 and 10 or 10 and 11, something like that.
Well, I tried to keep them even, so there was like a bunch of like this time it was 1, 2, 3, and 6. But I just took them in order and tried to make it somewhat even. All right, so this was episode 43. Next time, Nightwing 8, 10, and 11. So we get the fight with the Mastermind, and then we get those 10 and 11 issues. And then episode 45 will be Nightwing 13 through 15 when Batman comes to town, and annual number 1.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yes. And episode 46, The Flash plus Nightwing number 1 issue, and Nightwing.
Yes. Sorry, Flash plus Nightwing, and what's the other one with that?
Nightwing 19, that's that not No Man's Land, but the right as the earthquake hits.
Oh, okay.
Cataclysm, yes, that's it.
Flash plus Nightwing. Love that one so much.
Oh yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. Episode 47 will be Nightwing Huntress miniseries and Nightwing 24, followed by the next episode, Detective Comics 725 and Nightwing 25.
All right. Sounds good.
Yep. Getting closer to 50. 50.
Getting closer to a new Nightwing comic.
That's right.
Someday.
All right. So anything else? Like I said, we don't think we have any new news besides that.
Nope.
Should we mention?
Yep. There should just be a Nightwing in June. So.
Yes, I think it's June 10th. I think. Yeah. So yes, Joker War will be heating up. So, but yes, next time join us for Nightwing 8, 10, and 11. So, but send your thoughts. Email us capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember to follow Nightwing News on Facebook, Twitter. You can find all of this. You can find this video on YouTube. There's links to everything all in one convenient place. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/capesandlunatics. And remember to support sponsors, Tweaked Audio, Hunt a Killer, Pod Life the book, now in digital and paperback. And while you're buying books, go pick up Nightwing, not Nightwing, Dick Grayson, Boy Wonder. Written by a genius, a mad woman. I don't know, but it's good. So check it out.
Everybody.
And when you're buying those books, use the Amazon link for Southgate Media Group right down there in the show notes. Support this show, the network, and that power-hungry madman, Rob Master Doom Southgate.
Go back and look at my history, and you will find out I am right so much more often than I'm wrong. Mark my words.
And I plugged the book, so I know you never have plugs.
We're good. I am. I think it's the complete package.
You throw me off because it's like everyone else always has plugs. Everyone else I work with an egomaniac. You're just like, no. I'm
just trying to mix it up.
Total package.
All right. So again, come back next time. Find out who the mystery mastermind is. Who picked up in his in his brother's footsteps.
You give such big hints, Phil.
I know. I could have said made a deal with the devil. You know.
Owned a video store.
Oh, come on. Even people who didn't read comics could have probably got that one. Except for the kids who are like, what's a video store?
Like, I think it's Family Video.
And all the young kids are like, what's a video store?
Exactly.
Are you talking about iTunes?
Netflix? The villain's name is Netflix? Yes.
So enough of this hilarity. Come back next time. Same wing time.
Same wing channel.
Nightwing News. Keep flying, crazy.